Okay, guys, we're recording. Welcome to day 2 of our focus group. Good morning, good morning. Excuse me. Today we're going to be talking about building and recruiting. And I know this is like the biggest taboo subject because I know it's what you guys want the most, but you feel like for some reason it's the hardest to do. And I don't want you guys to feel like that. It's definitely something that you have to do consistently in order to kind of feel comfortable with it. It's something that all of us have started off as a team of one. Every single one of us have started off by ourselves, and you grow and grow and grow and grow. And like I said, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become, and you kind of know the best way to do it for yourself in the words that, like, I have the same things that I pretty much say all the time. And most people are not going to join the first time you ask them. So it's being able to really know and how to carry on a natural conversation. It's about building connections. It's not about cold messaging people and being like, hi, I haven't talked to you since 4th grade. We reconnected on Facebook 5 years ago. We haven't said one word to each other, but want to join my team? And trust and believe, you guys, I did that. I did that when I first joined Scentsy, and my best friend from St. Joseph's Elementary School, I was like, well, I used to be best friends with her. Like, I'm comfortable. She's a grown woman now with children. She's not the same as when we were 10. And I messaged her and I was like, you want to join my team? And she never messaged me back. And then like a year ago, I messaged her and I was like, listen, I was just starting out and I'm so sorry because I did not mean to do that. And so she laughed and it was all good. But you know what, you guys, I needed to do that. I needed to do that to find like how silly, ridiculous it was. I didn't get here by saying all the right things. I did it over and over and over again. And I made stupid things. I made stupid mistakes. I said silly things, but you have to do that. You have to do that. Like, trying is proof, like failing is proof that you're trying. Okay. And you will find the right words. You will find what it is that you want to do. You're not going to jump right off and like say the perfect thing and everybody's going to be like, yes, I want to join. Yes, I want to join. No. And I say the same things to people over and over and over again. Honestly, it's crazy. So as far as building and recruiting, I want to talk about recruiting, actual recruiting, and I want to talk about networking because they're both super, super important and go hand in hand. Okay. So I want to take you guys from a consumer mindset. And I know I talked about this a little bit on last week's call. Do we have a call? Yeah. Right. On the call. Anyways.
Yeah, Tuesday we did.
Tuesday. I'm like, what day? Okay. Yes. Because it's day 2. So from a consumer mindset to a leader mindset, like a consumer mindset would be, okay, I love the warmer and scent of the month this month. I'm going to get it because I'm going to, get to fill my home with that scent. And I love that warmer. It will look so good in my living room, as opposed to, I'm going to get that scent and warmer of the month because I know it's going to add PRV to my business. And I'm going to be able to make a crap ton of samples to get out and then follow up with people to get more sales and create more interest. And I'm going to talk about that with my team because that's going to add to my GWV. Okay. So that's the difference between like a consumer mindset where you're enjoying the products. And I always want you to enjoy the products. You have to. Like, that's the best thing about this is we sell consumable products and they're amazing. If it weren't for the incredible products, I would not be here. I wouldn't sell anything to anybody. I hate saying I sell, but it's true. I stand behind the products. So you've got to really switch your mind from being a consumer to a leader. And that's being really intentional with your business. Everything that you do from this point forward has to be intentional because you're looking to grow a business. So it's like putting on your business cap, okay? And not just like, when it comes to your audience, your network, right? You don't want to recruit your best customers because, that's where some of your PRV is coming from, or all of your PRV is coming from. And then you know that maybe that person or those people, right? Your best customers, there's a whole group of them that they've hosted parties, and now a lot of your business is coming from their guests, right? It happens to me all the time. And we're uneasy to recruit and ask those people because they're going to take all their guests with them. They would order from them at that point. And we get nervous. But that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we've got to be able to always meet new people in networking, which I'm going to get into. And if we're nervous to hold on to sales, then you're not going to grow and expand. Okay. So we've got to be able and willing to offer the opportunity to our best customers, because they're the first people that I look at. And I know it's scary because you're like, oh, I still need sales. But you guys, don't hold on to sales, because if you're going to grow in this business and you're on this call, especially like you are at a different caliber of a leader at this point, then you know you have to meet new people. So how are you going to meet new people? That goes hand in hand with like you front loading your calendar, right? How are you meeting new people? You have to think about how you're meeting new people, who you're networking with, who's on your radar, and the people that, I mean, we're going to talk about social media because that's where we are and that's all we can do at this point. But who is your warm network? Who are the people that are watching you, that know you're there, that see your posts? Okay. That's your warm network. They already know you exist. All right. And maybe they're not ready yet to buy or join, but they know you're there, and timing is everything. So it may just be a timing thing, but you have got to still consistently show up for the warm network, because when they are ready, they're going to know that you're the girl to go to. Okay. But how are you breaking outside of that warm circle? We can't just feed from the warm circle and just like cross our fingers and pray that like, when are they ready to join? When are they ready to join? Right? Because that would mean that we're convincing, or we're trying to convince those people, because we're not stepping outside. Our launch starts with our hot circle, our mom, our sister, our best friend. And then we go out to our warm circle, the people that we're already kind of engaging and networking with on social media. Again, you know, this goes for real life too. You know, like if your neighbor is somebody that you talk to and like you're friendly with, they're in your warm circle. Okay. And you want to be able to keep branching out. So a lot of my teamies have been my best customers. Some of them turned back into my best customers again because it didn't work out. But some of them have been, Karen Harvey was one of my best customers. I mean, spending hundreds a month. And now she's a rock star. She's a rock star. And it took her a very long time until one day she was like, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. She kept saying, I'm just going to buy from you. I'd just rather be your customer. And I was like, every time she ordered, I'd be like, dude, this is what you would make. Why do you keep coming to me? Like, you can make this and you can get your stuff for free. So that's how, you know, I definitely talk to my best customers, and I say, Susan Green just joined our team. She's another one of my best customers. She orders from me every single month. Every bingo game, everything that I do, she is there. She supports me. And I was like, listen, you're spending a lot of money with me. You could be getting all the stuff that you get every month for free and making money off of your own purchases. And she was like, you know what? You're right. And I've been saying this to her for a long time. So it's like every time she orders, it's like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's not like, I'm not like the Godfather. I'm like, sit down at my table and we talk. You know, we'll do business. It's not that. It's not that serious. Okay. So, okay. So statistically, they say that it's 9 to 12 times of you asking somebody to join, or, you know, offering the opportunity, or even asking somebody to book a party, 9 to 12 times. So think to yourself, you don't have to answer this question, but think to yourself, are you following up with people that many times to offer the opportunity? Or is it, hey, we have a join special, you should totally join. You feel like you have that momentum and that wind at your back that like, oh my gosh, it's a join special. Like, it's a no-brainer. You have to join. But you guys, to build a team and make residual income, the opportunity has to be there and has to be something you're talking about all the time. Sponsoring and recruiting is just as important as sales. It's just as important if you're looking to build an actual business, okay? So don't let it be something like, I know we're so focused on sales every month, but that's why when we talked about Tuesday, front loading your calendars and knowing where your PRV is coming from that month, okay? So you're not winging it and scrambling, because then you're not going to have as much time to do the other things that, excuse me, are important in your business. And recruiting and building a team is actually number one if you are looking to build a business, because building a team and sponsoring, right? You're helping yourself. I mean, honestly, you're helping yourself, right? You're also helping them. It's about them. This is all about building connections, okay? Excuse me. This is about building connections. So I don't want you guys cold messaging, okay? That's awful. And we see so many other direct sales companies doing it, and it's cringeworthy, okay? And I'm like, I get these things from Arbonne or Beachbody, and I'm like, okay, so you're telling me I need to lose weight. Okay, cool, thanks. But no, you're like spammy, salesy way of, and I'll say no, and then like something else is released through Arbonne or Beachbody or It Works, right? And then they're like, did you see this? I'm like, I said no to you last time. And then they're like, something else comes out a month later, and they're like, oh my gosh, you would totally love this. And I'm like, did I just say no? Like, I can't handle it. I almost want to take them under my wing and be like, listen, I don't know who your sponsor is, but we don't do this, right? It's cringy. So who are you connecting with? Who are you connecting with? I have a little bit of a tip for you. Start on following everybody from Scentsy. Follow your team, because you should be able to help them. You want to know what they're doing, if they're if they're doing things out of compliance, like your fearless leader doing compliance issues. You just want to be able to help them. Okay. And so I follow my teammates, all of you guys, and I follow people that inspire me and motivate me in Scentsy, like Jennifer Anderson. But guys, half the people on my friends list are Scentsy consultants, like from everywhere, that are not even related to my business, and they want to follow me. Excuse me. So I click unfollow. I'm still friends with them, but I click unfollow, because if you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, your day's crazy, you're all busy, right? You have 10, 15, 20 minutes to log on to social media, then you don't want to spend that time sifting through all these Scentsy consultants to see what they're doing, because it doesn't matter what they're doing. Okay. Number one, then you start to get into the compare game, which is, it'll ruin you. Okay. Because you're like, oh, if it's working for her, then I should do that. Not what everybody does is not always going to work for you. You got to be on your own track, hands on the wheel, 10 and 2, driving. Okay. You start looking around to see what everybody else is doing, you're going to crash. Okay. Stay in your own lane and focus on what you're doing, what works for you. So I have unfollowed everybody, because when I do have the time to sit down, I am intentional. You know why I go on social media? One, to post things like on my team page, and two, to be intentional and build connections. Even if I'm posting about Catherine and Declan, even if I'm posting about my home renovations, I am being 1000% intentional, even if it's about my personal life. Why? Because I'm talking about me and my business, and I'm being relatable, and I'm building my brand, which builds my connection, which builds my relatability and my likability and my credibility, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm being intentional. I'm not on there sharing chain prayers and, Jesus is going to unfollow you from heaven if you don't pass this on 150,000 times. No, those things are super silly. And like, I get there's some funny things that you want to share, but I made the decision that I went from a consumer to a leader in a business mindset. So I'm super intentional every time I log on. I want to see who's doing what. And if I don't know what my audience is doing, then I'm not going to be able to build connection with them, because I don't know that they just lost their job. I don't know that, you know, their child is sick. I don't know, like, these things about their lives if I'm not connecting with them on social media. And not to get into the algorithm, I have a whole video about that. But the whole thing with that, right, is if you're not seeing them, they are not seeing you. So once in a while, I go through my friends list on social media, and I'm like, I haven't seen this person. I forgot they existed. And it's because I'm not interacting with them. So we're not seeing each other on social media. So then I go through and I start commenting or liking pictures or whatever. So they start showing up on my algorithm, on my news feed. Okay. Because I want to see what they're up to, and I want to be able to create connection, right? When you create connection, they start liking you, and they feel like they can trust you on some level, because you're relatable, because you're just like them, not because you're in their message and messenger, and you're like, it's only $20 to join my team. No, it's about connection, and you're going to build that with your audience. But you got to think, how are you building your network outside of your I just realized do you have to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of what you post too. Like, if you're a negative Nelly all the time, people are going to be like, why am I following this person? So they're going to be like, this person is constantly negative. A, they're not going to want to buy from you, because why would they want to support you if you have all this negative things to say? B, they'll never, ever going to want to join your team, because negative Nellies get nowhere. Yes, we all have days where we have negative thoughts, but the way you post about it, like, Michaela, I have to say, you just went through, like, you talking about depression and all that. You did it in the right way, because
Totally.
You relate to that. You know what I mean? Like, you did it like that. You are caring about people, and if anyone needs to come to you, then that's the way to do it. But if you're always posting negative, politics, huge no. Don't. There's so many times that I want to comment on someone, and I'm like, nope, because A, this is just going to make me look, kind of ridiculous, because I do have a little gangster in me. I am from Quincy, but I just don't do it. I keep to myself, because what is the point of, yes, they're my opinions and I can feel the way I feel, but I just don't want to ruin anything. Do you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
So politics are a huge thing. Don't get into it. And I'm not saying you have to be positive all the time, but just always have your business in the back of your mind, because people are watching, and then people will unfollow if they just always see negative energy coming from you.
Yeah,
That's
definitely. Because you shouldn't be like airing if you're arguing with your husband, trust me. Listen, Linda, I'm arguing with Mark every day. Like, you want me to be posting that on social media? Or like, oh, it's only the highlight reel. Well, you want me to talk about the argument I just had with my husband? No, because I decided that I am a business owner. And when you start posting controversial, like, cringy things, you're drawing a line in the sand, and those people over there want nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? And then you're going to attract your vibe. So you're going to attract other ratchet, like, crazy people that are going to start. You want those people on your team? Okay, well, here they come. Like, you have to, the vibe you put out is the vibe, like, you attract, right? So, what is here? Hold on. I'm getting ads popping up. Okay. So who are you intentionally connecting with? Okay. So go through your friends list, see who, like, you forget about, because we get into a habit of connecting with the same exact people, right? But the thing with Scentsy is, or building, period, not just Scentsy, all direct sales should be doing this. It takes time. It takes consistency. You should be sharing this opportunity all the time. It's not about, I'm going to recruit 3 people this month. It's, I'm going to have 20 join conversations this month. That's what I'm going to do. And it takes time to nurture those connections. And I want to say this too, super important. Don't feel like you need to become best friends with everybody that you're connecting with, that you're building relationships. And I used to say build relationships. all the time. And I felt like that was getting misunderstood. So now I want to say build connections, because I found people on our team giving all of their emotional and mental energy to people. Let's meet up for coffee. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it's we do not have time to be best friends with everybody that we come across. We don't. I barely enough time to like pay attention to my poor husband. You know what I mean? Like, don't feel like you need to be best friends with people. It's building connections. It's building that relatable, likability, credibility. Michaela? Hold on, I just unmuted you.
I just wanted to say, I wrote it in the chat, but
Mm-hmm.
Facebook came out with something that like, if you share, like, or comment on fake news, you'll be flagged by the algorithm. So I would be very wary to share any news unless it's from a very reliable news source. I know, like we were just saying, kind of like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, like, I had shared stuff before, and like my family would be like, oh, that's actually fake news. And I like delete it right away. And then I'm like, I'm not even sharing anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's coming from like a very, very reliable source.
Yeah.
And it's like a positive message.
Yes.
But like, but yeah, that like kind of like was a red flag for me. Cause I'm like, oh my God, how many times have I shared something that sounded just interesting or concerning or whatnot? But I just want to throw it out there for people.
Great idea. Yep. Thank you for sharing that. And also with going from a consumer mindset to a leader mindset, you guys, is like, you posting on social media about your business. I know that you want to push products and things like that. I really save a lot of my products for my stories. But my posts are about me, and they're about my family. And I really think about what I'm posting before I post it. I think to myself, am I going to get engagement on this post? Because if I don't think I'm going to get engagement on it, I'm not going to post it. Or I will post something completely irrelevant to Scentsy, just so I know that I'm going to get engagement. Like, oh, do you like peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and fluff? People love to talk about themselves and give their opinion. So I know people are going to comment, and I know that's going to get my algorithm up. And so the next thing I post will be about me and like the business opportunity. But I'm not saying, here's the $20 join kit, you know, here's my link, join. I'm talking about what it has done for me. You know, like what I've been able to do, because that's what people want to see. They want to see what Scentsy has done for me. It gets them thinking, it gets their wheel spinning, like, oh, that could be me, because I know her. I've been connecting with her, and she's just like me, right? She has the same doubts and fears and worries. She's trying to lose weight. She's a twin mom, like my brand connects me to people, not me posting stock photos and links on my page. Because that may get you sales right now, but it is not building your brand and building your long-term story. It's not. It's actually just getting you sales for right now. Because what happens is when you go to offer the opportunity, some people may be thinking, I would not want to do what she does. I don't want to be spammy and salesy. You guys know there's like 4 things of people. I don't have time. I don't have experience, like I don't have the money, or I'm not a salesperson and I don't want to be salesy. And so if you're posting stock photos and links all the time, people are going to be like, I don't want to do that to my family and friends. I don't want to fill up their news feeds with, you know what I mean? So it's getting you sales right now, sure, but it's not building your connections and your brand and your business in the long run. So post about you. You have to think about what your brand is. It really is important. This is all going to take time, but you have to start today, not Monday. You guys start today. Start talking about what Scentsy has done for you today, and reach out to your warm network. They know that you're there. They already know you exist. And then you have to think about, how are you building your network moving forward? I do it through parties. Okay. I mean, home parties were my jam. I can't do it anymore. So when I do anything, if I'm doing a bingo, I'll be like, invite a friend and you'll get a door prize from me. You know, I'm always trying to say, invite a friend or bring somebody, blah, 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 blah. Because then what I do, I instantly add them to my personal Facebook page, because I add them to my personal Facebook page, and I add them to my VIP page. And I could just add them to my VIP page, but that's not where I like truly shine with my brand and who I am. I save a lot of that stuff for the links and the stock photos, and it's heavy product on my customer VIP page, right? And on my personal page, I need them to be there. So they're building that connection, and they'll be more invested in my customer VIP page when they know me, Colleen. I'm not Colleen, the Scentsy consultant. I'm Colleen, the girl next door. I'm Colleen, the twin mom. Colleen, the girl that's forever and ever trying to lose weight. I'm Colleen, the girl that has anxiety. The things that make up me, the things that I share, like, you know, on rerun. That's who I am. There's a lot that make up each of us, but you have to think about what is relatable and what you're connecting your audience with. So how are you building your network? If you are not networking with people, how are you pulling people to share the opportunity with? You cannot just feed from your warm circle over and over. You're going to exhaust it. And not every single person in your warm circle is going to join. They're not. Okay. So, I mean, your hot circle, we're done talking about them. That is your best friends. And some of my closest friends don't even buy Scentsy from me. So yes, you should be working actively with your warm network, but then you're pulling from your extended network by building connections and bringing them in to the loop, right? So how are you meeting new people? Do you have parties? Any kind of party that you do, you have to make it intentional that you're meeting people, adding them to your personal Facebook page, adding them to your customer VIP page. You're following up. Who are you following up with consistently? Okay, those are the people that you're going to start to build relationships with. Do you have any interest pages? You know, there's a lot of different things. I'm on like a twin moms group. I'm on a pit bull group because Seamus, my dog, is a pit bull. There's different interest groups that you can build from. Like Michaela, for instance, she's a mommy blogger, and I see her networking with other mommy bloggers and other like-minded moms, and those are the women she's networking with. Like, go follow Michaela, and watch her stories, watch her posts. Like, it will start to click with you what she's doing, because she's intentional and I can see her doing it. And she's building those connections because she's just like them. And then, she throws in a little Scentsy, and they're like, oh, she has a Scentsy business and she's a mom. And you know what I mean? They're relating. Michaela is getting people to relate to her on every single level. And trust me, Michaela, I'm pulling pages from your book, girl. Like, I'm like, okay, this is what she's doing and it's working. I see it. Okay. So be intentional. Go where you can relate to people. Okay. But always parties, you guys. I know a lot of your PRV is coming from like VIP groups and your customer group. Same, me too. But how are you meeting more people? Because you should be asking your best customers to join. Your best customers. It's scary. Yes. But my best customers are the very first people that I ask, because they already like the product, they're buying it, all right? But you cannot just ask one person, two people. If you ask even 5 people, okay, how long is it gonna take those 5 people to join? It took Karen Harvey over a year to join me. Susan Green, the girl just joined, 1.5 years, 2 years. Okay, sometimes it takes people a month and they're like, yes, I'm on board. Most of the time, no. So, okay, 5 people, say one joins. Okay, great. You got a new person on your team. Okay, but where you are as a leader, who's next? It has to be like a constant thing, because people are going to fall off your team. Not everybody's actively working their business. And so then what? Your team is actually going to start depleting because you're not keeping up with it. Okay, so you've got to be you're going to find, they say like 1 out of every 10 people that you sponsor is a rock star. It's true. It's true. Out of our group of 140 people, you guys, the majority do not actively work their business. But I've got a solid group of rock stars, and then the rest, they get active. And that all adds to the bottom line. But you've got to keep sponsoring. It's about join conversations and sharing and following up with those conversations, and then networking with more and more people to ask and to bring them on as your best customers, and then ask them, okay? And don't be nervous. Be yourself when you talk about it. Be yourself. And if you have a best customer, you should have a pretty well established relationship or connection with your best customers, right? So you could feel yourself. You can feel like yourself. Like some of my best customers have turned into like family, and their whole family adores me and I adore them. And then they join and I'm like, listen, you already have an established customer base. You already have all these people that will buy off of you, right? And even if they're like, I just want to get my Scentsy for free, that's why I want to join. Okay, cool. That's what we're going to do. And then they're on our team page and then they catch the bug. And I've been helping them reach their goals, not mine. And then they want more. And they catch the vision and they're like, wow, I want to do this, right? And it's all a process, you guys, but please don't think that you're going to chase down 5 people to the end of the earth until they join, because your team's not going to grow in the meantime. Say 2 of those people may never join, never. It may take 2 of them over a year, and you've got 1 person that you've sponsored in 6 months. Okay. And in the meantime, how many people are on your will cancel list? I probably have 15 people on will cancel right now. Right. So it has to be all the time. $99 to join Scentsy is a steal. It's a steal. You get over $300 worth of products. And I tell them, rest assured, sweetheart, you're going to get that $100 back at your launch party. And that is my first goal, is to get those new consultant results, because once they get results, they're like, okay, at least I got my money back. I know I made the right decision. I can do this, right? So I really want you guys to think about, who you're networking with, because networking goes hand in hand with who you're sponsoring and with who you're bringing on, even as customers, as, just consumers, as hosts for partying, and as teammates. Okay. It's all adding up. You cannot build your business any further than where you are right at this moment if you're not meeting new people. It's not going to grow any larger. Okay. Because not every single one of your customers is going to join, and maybe they will, but maybe it's going to take 2 years. So what are you doing now? Okay. Like even I'm thinking like 10 steps ahead of myself as a leader mindset. Like, okay, even if this person joins, this is kind of where I am. And I hate to sound like it's a number, because people are not numbers, but I'm speaking to you guys as leaders. I have people like in phases. Like I have these people who are kind of like, not ready. I'm just really kind of sharing the opportunity and really building my connection. And then I have a group of people that are a little bit more warm. Okay. They're onto the idea of it, but it's going to take me feeding them confidence that they can do it. And I really have to figure out why they want to do this, and then help them with that idea. It can't be change your life, quit your job. And I was doing that forever. And I was calling the Scentsy consultant. That's not relatable. People can't relate to that. Okay. But I made it about them. I was observing, I was watching, I was listening, I was building connections. Okay. So do me a favor, make a new Frankie list, go through your friends list on social media, look at all the people that you're not interacting with, that you forgot they existed, and start interacting with them and building genuine connections, not best friendships. That's exhausting and not realistic, but connections. Okay. And then offer the opportunity to everybody, and then share what Scentsy has done for you, even if it's extra $20 this month. What has it done for you? Okay. Eventually you'll be sharing, the free vacations and, the thousands of dollars I make every month. But you have to start somewhere. Everybody starts as one. Okay. Share what Scentsy has done and build your brand, not stock photos and links. And it may be working right now for the moment, but in the long run, you guys, you've got to be building your business. Okay. So remember that building and recruiting is just as important as sales. You will see your business grow like wildfire. And then the bottom line, which we're going to pretty much all of this is about, is duplication. Okay? Because when your team sees you doing this, whatever you put importance and emphasis on is what they're going to put importance and emphasis on. If you're not showing up for team meetings, if you're not talking about SFR, if you're not talking about how you're sponsoring and building and recruiting, if you're not talking about front loading your calendar and booking parties and sharing ideas, like tangible ideas of how you're working your business, they're not going to do it. They're watching you. It trickles down from the top. So put importance on this. And then when you create duplication in your team and all these generations of people, you're going to see a business. You're going to see an organization. You're going to see money, honey. Trust me. And it happens like this, you guys. It happens so quick. When one, it takes one person on your team to have that vision, and then boom, explosion. Okay? So don't get down on yourself. Don't be like, oh, you know, take a step back and think about how you've been doing it, right? It takes time, but that's why you've got to be consistent. If you do it once in a while, that's never going to come to fruition, you guys. You've got to do it all the time. Make it as important as sales. Okay? That's all I have. If you guys have questions, please let me know.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Also, you guys also don't want to rely on your recruits to build their team, because yes, we are all in this for money. And if you don't have your own recruits, your frontline, then you're not going to be making money. You make your money off of your frontline. So yes, your GWV may be going up from all your other recruits recruiting, but your paycheck is going to be small because it's off of your frontline of what you're making. So if you see your whole team's recruiting, you're like, I got it, I'm good, I'm going to hit my GWV. And then payday comes and your paycheck is not as big as you thought it's going to be.
What happened?
Yeah, right. It's because you're not recruiting. So always keep that in the back of the mind. Yes. You're making money off of your front line, not your team, like what your team is doing. And a lot of people don't know that. They think I just have a big team, it's going to be great. And then, like I said, payday comes and it's not what you want.
Yep. Look at the compensation plan. I know it's hard to understand, but there's so many trainings, you guys, and watch them over and over and over again until you understand it. It's sometimes still, I'm like, I have to ask Jen. I'm like, what? By the way, did you see that Kristen made 10 G's this month, or Jen made 20 G's? 1 month. They're no different than we are. Absolutely no different. Kristen's a full-time surgical oncology nurse, single mom, 2 boys. So what am I doing right now? Right? It's possible. And when you understand the compensation plan, like Jess said, you've got to build your front line, you guys. You're going to build wide, which is your front line. And then your front line is going to build deep, and you're going to have generations. Okay. And it's all going to matter because you want your front line to get paid at title, right? But you have to make sure that you are building, like I focus every year. Okay. I should, have a goal of personally sponsoring 10 people. That should be your goal. So that means you got to put a lot of conversations out there, and you got to start. Okay. Start making those connections, you guys, right now. Okay. Does anybody have any more questions? Anything? The compensation plan is scary to look at. Number one, do not ever send somebody thinking about joining the compensation plan ever. Don't ever do that, because it will make them vomit and run for the hills. So they don't understand it. Numbers are crazy. Like I look at numbers and I'm like, woo, still. So make sure that you don't ever send anybody the compensation plan before they join. And there's a lot of videos to understand that compensation plan and look at it. You should know where you are, what you need to promote, and what you're working toward always. Okay. So watch some trainings about it, because you guys are the bomb. And at this point, you want to know where you're going and where your money's coming from, right? You don't want to just sit back and guess like, oh, this is what I got this month. Like I want to calculate it and know what I get before I even get paid. And I hope you guys had a great month last month. It was unbelievable. We're already over, like we're halfway, more than halfway to our hitting star director numbers. I mean, that's mind blowing. I know that you guys as directors, same, so it's really important. Like when I look at my check, when I look at the breakdown, the majority of my money comes from team bonuses. not from personal sales. I mean, I do what I got to do every month. I'm always aiming for at least 2,000, but I focus on my sales. I want to get to 2,000. And then my main focus is sponsoring. Honestly, like I know how to get sales. I know out of the top, like I know that I can get my sales in no matter what. I'm heavy focused on sponsoring and building. Okay. And so the majority of my money comes from team bonuses. You look at Kristen's, or I'm trying to find Jennifer Anderson's. I saw Janelle. Did you have Jennifer Anderson's on your page? Okay. Will you send that to me? Because I actually went on your page to look for it. I found Kristen's, but I couldn't find Jen's. And Jen has like $13,000 from team bonuses or director bonuses. 13,000, you guys. $13,000. I mean, what the hell? And who says that's not going to be you? It's going to be me. It is going to be me. I'm going to make $10,000. That's my first goal, $10,000 a month. And how? You have to build a team. You have to. Are you going to sell enough PRV to get 10,000? You're going to break your back and want to quit. If you're all the heavy sales are falling on you, you're going to want to quit. And it's going to burn you out, and you're not going to want to do this anymore. It's going to be too much. It's going to be too stressful. Okay? You got to build a team and share the work. Okay? And then if your team's not working, the only thing that you can control is to sponsor more people. That's it. You can't make people work. Trust me, you can't. So only thing that you can control in your business is to keep sponsoring. I have people that sign up and do not a thing. They're like, oh, I'm going to, quit my job and I'm going to have all these kids and live off of Scentsy. And then they join and they literally fall off the face of the earth. So trust me. Okay. You control your business, and that's it. That's the bottom line. So that's it, you guys. If you have questions, I'm going to post this recording under that one, recording post that I have. I'm going to post them all under there. If you need to go back, watch notes, whatever it is. And, they'll be in one spot, and you can ask questions on the group. So please feel free. We will, as you've seen, we will put out questions throughout the week. Please engage and answer in those so I know where to help you when we do these Zoom calls. It's not to judge you. Again, we're here to help you. So when we put these things out, Janelle and Jess and I want to know where you are in your business so we can help you. Don't say the perfect thing because you wouldn't be here, right? Trust me, I'm always learning too. So that's it. That's all. Love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.